All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. This is AS Ether Pair talking. Welcome. Today I'm joined by Raiden. Say hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right. I see a lot of people in the chat, and I'm a little bit overwhelmed. But I can say I'll go through one by one. Jesus. We've got expert player Sermon. Hey, and Duzzles. Hey, how's it going? We've got Buzz. Thoughthead. I think that's nuts. Raiden is already there. I see Alan. Alan with your classic low inter, whatever. Um, and then Joven, how's it going? I see Mentalist as well. Hello. Jatin says he's at Disney. Jatin, what are you going to Disney at this time? I feel like I don't know if you're vaccinated or not, but like I don't know, Disney's like kind of sus. But whatever, you do you. Hope everybody's doing well today. I'm excited for a fun little stream here. We've got EL versus Meowz. I realize this graphic's slightly wrong. Hold on. It's actually 3.2. Yeah, so it's EL versus Meowz. So again, both of these teams won their first round. So reminder, slight spoilers for those of you who haven't seen these matches yet. But EL, they won their match 2-1 against AZ. Pretty exciting match there. It was like AZ won a very quick game number one, but then the other games, it seemed like EL were more in command. And then Meowz versus, who did they win against? I forget.
Wow, yeah, we're really on top of our game here.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, AL, yeah. Oh, right. Yes, I remember that game. It was the Outback game where AL seemed really ahead the whole time. So I think in the end, and not the these are both top 8 teams, but definitely not the definitely not. They I think they underperformed compared to people's expectations. Would you agree with that?
It's that, or the gap is closing between the top teams and those players that
that's
are
true.
level. Maybe a bit of both. It definitely felt like EL underperformed, especially game one where Dutch got clapped. Happens, man. Right next to that Turk, but we'll see. Also, it's a 4v4 now, so you got the Bob is playing now, which I'm very curious.
Let's jump right in, shall we? I'm gonna load the game. Spoilers. All right, that's all good. No worries.
Yeah, spoilers 4v4, guys.
All right, it is a 4v4. I'm at 0 seconds when you're ready. Oh my god, the graphics are going crazy. Okay, I'm at 0 seconds when you're ready.
Let's hit the button. Let's do it.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it looks like this map is Southwest Mesa, which is one of the more annoying maps to play on, in my opinion. You know, all these cliffs everywhere. Pretty annoying there. Let's take a look at the players and their nations. Again, this is a 4v4, so for EL, we've got I'll go through the tiers. We've got Dave on Turks as tier 1. Tier 2, we've got Steez on Romans. Tier 3, we've got Boo on French, and Tier 4, we've got Irish with us with Koreans. On the other side for Meowz, they've got Flowerpunk as Tier 1 with Lakota, Tier 2 is Wu-Tang with Bantu, Tier 3 is Immortal with French, and Tier 4 is Meliodas with Maya. What do you like here? To me, I mean, the thing for me that stands out is this Romans pick. I don't think we've seen Romans all tournament.
Yeah, I was actually speculating on Romans a little bit for my games, just in general, to think about what maps they would be strong on, considering versus the other tier 2s. I would think that they'd be strong if you went middle on like Sahara, so I'm curious about the pick here on Mesa. I mean, they're a solid tier 2. It's just, I guess you don't want to waste Inca early, maybe, in case one team decides to go Himalaya.
I mean, I think my guess is it's pretty tough because on Romans, like, basically their best, in my opinion, one of their best powers is the free wealth from their cities. Like, just building 2 cities early on, that's you, like, basically 400, 500 free wealth at the beginning of the game, which is insane. That's a really, really good buff.
Really strong, for sure.
And so
I do like the tower abuse.
And obviously,
maps.
Yeah, the cheap towers, the fort, the forts being cheaper. Also, you get your armor upgrades for free. You don't have to build a fort. That saves you a ton of metal. You know, all of those things make Romans, a pretty well-rounded pick. Perhaps not as good a pick as Bantu, in my opinion. I think Bantu are also pretty well-rounded, but I think they're just superior. You know, having 2 caravans, you're going to end up with more wealth than the Romans player, and your infantry are also really fast. So. It's definitely surprised for EL to pick Turks here. What do you think about Turks on South of Mesa compared to like Mongols or Japanese or Lakota? As Meowz could pick.
I would say Lakota. I'd say Turks is kind of wasted here. I think depending, you can get like on Mesa, like we were saying, where the citizens walk around and the mountains are an issue. You can get blocked just on terrain at all, and then your rush or your strong point of Turks can get negated just by the terrain. So it's definitely a risky pick, and it depends a lot, in my opinion, on spawn location. But I like Lakota more, honestly. I think Lakota's a solid pick. I'm starting to think that neither of them picked Inca because let's say you win the game, and then game 2 you've picked Inca and the other team has it, they could just pick Himalaya and abuse that.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some mind games there too where they're holding Inca back for game 2 because it is a best of 3.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that I think that's something that I think as commentators we should focus on, especially for when it becomes the top 8 and moving into best of 5 territory. Like that is a really important thing. Like if you use up your Mongols pick, your opponent picks Australian Outback, you're just like, okay, I guess we don't have Mongols for that map, and stuff like that. So it's really it is definitely a mind game thing. We do see both teams have picked French here. It looks like they're gearing up for a more aggressive game, which I kind of understand. And then Mayan Koreans are kind of in a similar vein. Both pretty defensive nations, but they have the capacity to be aggressive. Maya with their speed, and Koreans with their free militia and the unique siege as well. All of those factors add together. So who do you like draft pick? Like in terms of nations, which team do you like better here?
Ooh, that's so tough. I'm gonna say Meowz because of the tier 1 pick. Yeah. I just don't like Turks here because it's difficult to actually take full advantage of their quickness and their rush. Especially where Dave spawned. He's pretty far from Momo.
Well, let's take a look here. So for... Oh god, there's so many players here. Okay, we can start with EL. On the bottom side here, we've got the light blue Turks player, Dave. His ally, the orange French player, Boo. In the back corner, the white Romans player, Steez. And then on the wing, we've got the blue Koreans player, Irish with Dutch. Irish with Dutch is right up against his fellow tier 4 player, Meliodas, who is the yellow Mayan player. And then moving further to the right, we've got the red Bantu player, Wu Tang. We've got the green French player, Immortal. Is that Momo?
No. Momo is Flower Punk, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Flower
Immortal
Punk
is Wu Jin.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Okay, so Momo, we've got Flower Punk, the last player, the purple Lakota player under here on the right side. And I mean, what you were saying earlier, it is a big factor, Dave not being really near any of his opponents and being quite far, actually. And on the other side, where the action is going to be intense, he's nowhere close. Like, he is on the wing. He can't really be there unless he just puts some siege factories down.
Yep.
Which,
and, yeah, not to cut you off here, Pear, but I wanted to highlight the Mayans, that being picked the Mayans, because he's a lot faster than Dutch is, and he's already going mill 1.
Oh, that could be scary, especially if Irish with Dutch hasn't smelled this out. This mill 1 could be really nasty.
I mean, he's saving up food for it. I think he's going to go mill 1. He's got 150 food, and he's definitely not going calm. He's going mill for sure defensively. Yeah. He's going to have to drop that tower. That barracks is already going down, though. I'm at, what time are you at? I'm at 5:05.
I'm at 5 minutes. I just got to 5 minutes. So that barracks is going to be slapped down right next to Gems, and that's going to be quite scary for Dutch. Unfortunately for Irish with Dutch, this wood camp, while this is a +9, it's on the wrong side. And so
very close.
You have to put the barracks pretty forward in order to protect yourself. The mill is going to be clicked up now by Irish with Dutch, so he will probably not get his barracks denied. Actually, considering he's Koreans, he can't get it denied.
Tower. I would definitely drop that tower on a wood camp right now. He might be able to get it off if all those villagers build really fast.
Yeah. Well, he is Korean, so even if Meliodas targets fires with the hoplite, it's gonna still go up. Let's take a look around the other map. It looks like everybody else has gone calm if you look at the bottom right here. So pretty standard builds thus far. We're gonna talk about the rares in a little bit as soon as this raid calms down, but it does look like Irish is gonna pull 3 citizens, gonna slap down that barracks. Looks like it's gonna go up, especially considering he's Koreans, and he's actually gonna go back for this commerce. So he's actually not gonna have enough timber to make any units, which is a little bit questionable here.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Wow,
that was greedy. He's gonna let it finish too. He might be able to get enough for slingers. He's got 6. He's not harassing that wood line. He should be able to.
He'll be able to make a single archer, which should be enough to defend because he could just micro citizens forward. But Does look like Steez is the White Romans player is going to build forward here next to help protect iRush with Dutch's wood camp. A little bit awkward. If this city could get denied very easily, especially considering Meliodas scouts it. iRush with Dutch now makes a slinger, but I think this city's going to get canceled for at least a little bit. Steez wisely brings 2 citizens over, and it's a brawl here. The slinger from iRush with Dutch is going to go down soon, it looks like. Maybe? Oh yeah, it does go down. iRush with Dutch is target firing with some citizens, but the city is protected, and that's the most important thing. iRush with Dutch is probably going to lose some citizens here. Slight micro mishaps, going to lose one there. Probably could have saved it, but he's going to keep all. He's going to lose a slinger and a citizen, and in return, Steez gets up a city. All right, now that action's over, we can finally. Oh my god, the lag! My replay is really lagging here.
What time are you at?
7:02. I'm at 7:02.
Okay.
It just lags pretty badly. Okay, so let's walk through the rares quickly while the action is calmed down. Okay, there's a merchant raid in the back. For EL, they've got dye, peacocks. I'm working down the left side. Horses, silk, obsidian, marble, silver, and then in the back here, diamonds, wine, and then furs. But those are all kind of exposed to the Lakota player. For Meowz, they've got wool. They've got sugar in the back. There's relics next to Paris, salt as well, amber, citrus. Moving further along on the top right side, there's Pappy, and then there's tobacco, as well as gems next to Mayapan. So, you know, a lot of rares to handle. The big ones that shout out to me are silver for EL, as well as relics and Pappy for relics, Pappy, and sugar for Meowz. And also for EL, they have diamonds, but it's going to be a little bit tough trying to protect that from the Lakota player.
Yeah, agreed. These are pretty balanced rares.
Yeah, they're pretty balanced rares. I don't see anything that's like super unbalanced. Like we're not seeing one team with like diamonds, Pappy, relics, silver, sugar. You know. So it looks like at the end of the day, it does look like iRush with Dutch was slowed down by that, but I mean, so was Meliodas. Meliodas only now getting his civic research up here, whereas iRush with Dutch is ready to put down that city. And given that he's a Korean player, he'll have some free citizens, which will definitely go straight into his woodcutter's camp. That'll be really nice for him, get his woodcutter income up. On the bottom here, we do see a Lakota tower going up at diamonds. I think EL have to fight this. It's like really awkward, obviously, but I feel like they have to force it. They have to be able to protect this diamonds because Flowerpunk, that's Momo, has already sent a merchant here to use this diamonds.
Well, that's aggressive. Yeah, he's just saying, no, it's mine now. But I see. I don't know what time you're at, but
I'm at 8:50. Like Dave is going to send out Archer, so that's really good for Dave there. Being able to deny this tower early on, you know, that kind of keeps the pressure off you. It makes your team still able to use diamonds, and obviously it denies it from your opponent, which is really nice. And there's only 2 citizens here from Flowerpunk, so they're going to be able to get away with that. In the middle of the map here, we're going to see a quick skirmish between iRush and Wu-Tang here, who's the red Bantu player. A tower trying to go up for Wu-Tang that's going to be able to hit these farms, and that's the power of gems that's working for Meowz. That's one of their better rares, actually. This tower is going to be really annoying. It's going to pick away at both of these farms that for Steez there. Really annoying for him.
It's a great play by Bob.
Yeah, really nice there.
One thing, just to cut you off for a second, Per, just for Momo's sake, I know there was a request from in the chat about the number of resource rare rune bonuses. 225.
Yeah, let's take a quick look. 225 for the Lakota player. Otherwise, it's fairly balanced. You know, I think Immortal and Meliodas are definitely lacking a bit, but everybody else, you know, doing pretty well for themselves. And this tower is going to go up, and Wu-Tang has chosen to throw all the citizens in there, and these farms are going to go down quickly.
That is such a great play. He is Bob is killing it right now.
Another aggressive tower from Meliodas on this side is the Mayan player. He's going to get that one up too. This is going to be able to target fire down this barracks.
Oh my god!
Meowz is really putting the wrench in the works here on this left side.
Yeah.
You know, it is the tier 2 and tier 4 against tier 2 and tier 4, so it could be balanced. If you look at here, Boo has chosen to build pretty defensively, kind of in the middle there. I think he's recognized that he can't really scale this cliff at all. That's blocking off Bana Makubwa. So I think it's a wise of him to just play a little defensive. He can rotate to either side. He's doing very well for himself eco-wise. And now we see a couple players aging. 3 players from Meowz. Everybody except Meliodas is aging. We have a raid in the back left here. Citizen raid from Flowerpunk gonna pick away at this Peacocks and probably kill that merchant. But Dave is the one who's, for EL, who has aged. Let's see what he can get done as the Turks player.
He's gonna have to make something happen. That left side is getting beat.
Yeah, I mean, they're just like getting slapped into right now. It's like, it's really hard for them.
Around right now.
Like this choke point for like this gems is actually like destroying them right now. Like if you look at the territory.
Search should say gems is OP and on every map. Probably one of the best rares.
Yeah, we see a raiding party from Wu-Tang gonna go in. It's gonna be really annoying on Steez. And you can see on the scores, Steez and iRush, they have the lowest scores by far. They're really hurting for it.
They are, yeah.
It's just, they're gonna need some help.
He's losing archers too. He's just losing archers to the tower.
Oh no, he's just gonna throw away units. Disaster.
He's Roman, so 500 gold, right? No problem. OP. Make more archers.
Let's see. It looks like I'm not sure what Dave's up to. He's doing very well for himself in score compared to the rest of his team, but even then, Meowz is definitely leading overall. I think that sugar is really helping them. And Wu-Tang, you know, is that Bob? I forgot.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're just not letting up the pressure on this side. 4 archers and a light horse. I think the light horse got picked off, and as well as a light infantry doing a lot of work. We can take a quick look at the kill counts here. I mean, it's 4-1 and 3-1 for Meowz, so that's really good. Those early unit kills are incredibly painful.
He's also blocking that caravan too for Steez. I know he's Romans, but like he has plus 64 gold, but he can't actually use his caravan right now.
Yeah,
or at least if he goes back over there.
Yeah, I mean, these archers, the Bantu are just constantly raiding, and that's kind of the problem of spreading out your cities like Steez has. Like, obviously, he's putting a city forward to try and help iRush, but it's just making him more vulnerable. I kind of wish he had put his city further in the back to protect himself. Yeah. But it is, let's take a look. It is going to be Senator for Wu-Tang, and...
Makes sense.
Yeah, it looks like everybody has aged but Irish with Dutch, who's really struggling for food, actually. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because he's continuously getting raided by Meliodas. Just really far behind. I'm at 1240 right now, 1240.
Oh, okay, we are in sync. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think that at this point you have to try to stall, and he is Korean, so he can stall the left side, but Dave's got to... What does Dave do? Not picking on Dave or anything, but like I guess he was defending the rares in the back, which is really good, but he's not putting any pressure anywhere. Maybe some cross pressure.
It's pretty interesting. We do see Despot coming out from the French player, and I think I think it's actually going to be on Boo to do something here, because it's going to be really tough for Immortal and Flowerpunk to rotate over to this left side because they're just so far away, and Boo's pretty close, so they can triple this side. Maybe even with some sieges from Dave, and maybe they can turn this game around, right? Because like
so behind though.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, they're going to need some really nice counter raids, and it's already a problem because we see the green French player Immortal. He's already gone Despot, and he has Phalanx upgrade. He has a siege factory coming out. He's infinite queuing sieges, and he's going to kill Dave. I think. I mean, just like if you look, like Dave's getting Archer upgrade, and he has Mill too, but he's gonna die because Flowerpunk's also here with his own eco.
Yep.
A raid in the back on diamonds, a pretty brutal one. A light horse is gonna pick away from, or sorry, never mind. Dave is gonna defend the raid. My bad. I didn't realize. But
so we have Immortal applying pressure now on Dave. I mean, Dave's on the back foot.
Yeah. Huge battle on this left side. You see here, it's the Romans player pulling militia and the Steez also pulling militia, trying to kill all of these infantry units from Wu-Tang, but I don't think they're going to win this fight, actually. All these hoplites are really good. I mean, this is really bad on this left side. They're suffering for score.
They are, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think...
He's still maxed out on Timber, but... Yikes.
Yeah.
Is he going center? Oh, he's just going center there at 1430. Yeah, the left side is really... I mean, Meowz has done such a great side on this left side, just harassing constantly, especially Bob.
Yeah, and Boo's going to make the choice to go over to the right side. I think he's recognized that they have to win on this side. But if you look here, Flowerpunk has pulled his militia. I'm at 1437. They're going to try and attack the city of Kilwa. There's no tower here, and Dave's units are out of position. He has his archers very forward, trying to take a rush at the French player with with Boo's reinforcements, but I don't think they'll have enough units with all of these militia pulled from the Lakota player. It's going to be close. I'm not really sure, but I think the Lakota... I think Meowz have got it on this side. I mean, all of these militia have completely destroyed Dave's archers.
Dave did get the siege, though, which is good, but they're already making another one. He's got that on infinite queue.
Yeah.
That's why Dave just lost all his economy. But he's pulling the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's pulling his militia, but this is a very late militia pull. We can take a quick look at the left side. It's still Wu-Tang just completely harassing Steez here. He really needs a tower on this left side to just try and prevent this harass, because he's just taking so much damage, and whereas Wu-Tang is all just straight booming up. Same for Meliodas. If you compare the ecos of iRush and Meliodas, you know, it's really not there. Steez has kept, Boo has kept Dave alive, but Dave's not going to be alive very much longer. I mean, there's so many militia here for the Lakota player.
Yeah, that city's gone. I don't think Dave's going to be able to hold that. I mean, he's got a lot of people with pitchforks out there, but I don't think they're going to be able to do a lot.
Yeah, no towers or anything, just a single lookout. I don't think it's going to work. There are a lot of militia here for Dave, and they're going to try to hold the line, but yeah, Dave's going to lose all of those farms because the Lakota player took the city, and that's pretty brutal.
Yeah, that's it. That's not coming back from that.
Also, I do think this is a spot where Dave really should have gone around the right side instead of the left. He's fighting against all these phalanx with his militia, and phalanx are pretty good against militia. Instead, he should have gone to this right side where all these archers are kind of just juicy and waiting to die to militia. It does look like they have taken the city back momentarily, and that is all of the Lakota players' eco. I mean, they've got no food left. But all of Dave's farms are dead. His eco is entirely dead. He's at 21 population. Lakota players also at 24, and they're just spamming units here. Does look like they're going to momentarily take the advantage, and actually it's going to be Meowz that are going to break. They're going to be the ones that run backwards. We'll take a quick look at the left side here. Again, Wu-Tang just causing havoc on this left side. And Steez and iRush desperately trying to defend. We're going to see a siege from Meliodas, sieging the city of Changwon. And, I mean, iRush is really struggling. His eco is awful right now.
Yeah, he's not doing good at all. I mean, they were both on the back foot, left and right side. Boo is slinging resources to Dave to build back up his economy. I mean, but that's the problem. They don't have any way to pressure Meowz right now. Like, the terrain's kind of in Meowz's favor. There's no way to get around him. There's no raiding happening, and they're both on the back foot, both sides. It's just a matter of time. It's not
and it is like it's also like a matter of like they just don't have the micro for it. Like obviously a single horse archer would do a ton of work in this backside, but they're like bleeding units. Like it's way more important to not lose units at this point, because like if you take one bad fight, the game's just over. Like you lose your army and the game's over, because right now EL are balancing the game on the knife's edge right now. They're holding on. Maybe they can recover and we can see some of their micro shine through, but right now their opponents are putting them up to the test. This has been a pretty intense game so far. A lot of action, a lot of army raids, continuous movement, which is some really nice high level play.
Yeah, that's what you expect out of this game for sure. Let's see here. I'm at 1747. Where are you at?
I'm at 1744.
Oh my god, again, pair. Oh, wait, let's see. Bob is coming in on Reams, just screwing around.
Yeah, he's just doing another army raid. On the top side, I don't think iRush has enough units to defend the city of Changwon. If you compare Meliodas' army compared to iRush's army, it's clear there's a big difference. And in fact, Meliodas has said, I sensed your weakness, I'm going to go for it. And so he's going to run in, and he's probably going to take a really good fight. This is really, really bad for iRush. He needed Steez to be closer, but unfortunately, I think he's going to lose his city and his entire army.
Steez has to deal with Bob right now. He had to rotate over for that. So yeah, this might be GG.
Yeah, I mean, on this side, it looks like they've stabilized. If we compare the ecos, Lakota player and Turks player is definitely suffering a little bit more, but they've somewhat recovered. Actually, somehow iRush is still holding on. Did he pull militia? I'm not entirely sure.
He did pull militia. He definitely lost quite a bit there, but I don't think he's going to hold this.
I don't think he's going to hold it either. His city, this tower is not getting repaired, unfortunately, and it's just like he is sending in these light horses in the side, which are really, really nice. But I mean, Meliodas has 8 archers. It's really, really tough to do anything. He really needs Steez to send over a couple cavalry to help clean this up, because if he did, I mean, this game could be turned around.
True, yeah. I mean, also, I'd like to note that Momo just raided diamonds, so rip on that one.
Yeah, I mean, this is a brutal raiding party. Like, for EL, they can't spare these units to raid diamonds like this. It's like
it's really good on Momo's play. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just taking advantage. He's taking advantage of his current advantage. Big skirmish on this left side here. It's going to be a 2v2 between Wu-Tang and Meliodas versus, well, basically Steez by himself because Irish has no units.
He's the god. 1v2 the dream, Steez.
Yeah, Steez is holding. I mean,
Sorry,
he is holding, but I mean, they're still losing the bottom side. The raid from Flowerpunk on the back. And they are actually going to start pressing on this side for Dave. He's gotten 2 sieges. I actually would have loved to see him put down a siege factory on this left side earlier to help siege away at these towers. Because I mean, those aggressive towers from early on in the game from Wu-Tang and Meliodas, they're still there. So you know, I wish they would have done that. I wish he would have done that. But this raid is going uncontested from Dave.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see though. So Yellow's trying to push on this right side right now. We'll see.
Yeah,
Gonna be a fight
I don't
right
think they
now.
can. I mean, look, if you look at Immortal's army, I don't think EL have realized this bloodbath they're about to walk into. They need to get out now.
Boo is running like a bitch. Run, Boo. Run.
Yeah, I just reached 2010, but they can't fight all of these. There's so many phalanx here from Immortal. In a straight-up fight, they're just going to get destroyed. So instead, they're going to back off, try and fight on their own territory where Dave can heal his units. And in fact, Boo is going to be the one covering Dave's retreat. But they're going to lose a lot of units here. Really, the forced march from this Despot is just absolutely brutal. On the top side here, Meowz is gonna push for the city of Changwon. I think they're gonna take it here. There's just way too many units from Meliodas and Wu-Tang. Who's close to aging, I wonder? It's kind of hard to tell.
Let's take a look at that real quick. Bob can age. He doesn't like to age before other people, though. Let's see. Immortal can age soon. He needs food.
Yeah. Wu-Tang is going to be the one to click up first.
I guess the other team's so far behind, you might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Dave's got enough. Dave has enough knowledge, and Boo will definitely be able to age. No chance on the left side though. That's
yeah. I mean, they're just struggling to get to 100 ego at this point. Irush is really close to dead.
Yeah.
He's raising his Senate really late. Also, he's going to put down his second city again. And I think. I mean, I'm not really sure what EL's supposed to do because they're just losing both sides like really badly right now.
Yeah, this is a slow death right here. So I mean, I guess we could start talking about what they could have done to win this game.
Yeah, sure. I mean, so I think it was actually in I felt like it was actually in Boo's best interest to save the left side first, rather than help Dave. I think if Dave loses, obviously Dave's start was like not super duper fast, but if he loses the city, it's like okay, sure. Whereas like if they like on this left side, you have to have one side that's doing well because you can't lose both sides. So I think it was a bit better for them to kind of sack Dave's second city in return for Boo making a little bit of space on this left side. But now it looks like it's going to be really hard. Dave, it looks like he took a reasonable engagement against Flowerpunk here, but this is a massive French Despot army. There's no fighting this. They just need to target fire the Despot and hope attrition does its work. Dave cannot afford to lose his city again. His eco is really struggling, and Boo is really struggling for army. I mean, he spent all his resources trying to age and it looks like he also doesn't have enough production. So definitely a brawl here. I'm not sure who's going to win this side. On the left side, they're continuing sieging at Irush's capital. Looks like we're going to see another militia pull, but for Flowerpunk, he's going to pull all of his militia once again.
Oh wow. This is a meat grinder from Flowerpunk.
Yeah,
here.
it looks like they actually won the fight. Looks like all these towers and archers for Immortal were good enough, but now all these militia are here. I mean, now Flowerpunk just gets to clean up from Immortal scraps. Immortal lost his entire army, but Dave's going to call GG. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, Gems fucked me. Yeah, good point, Steve. Gems definitely didn't help you out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a game. I mean, the game's completely over. Wow, that was quite an exciting first game. You know, we said the game might not be super quick because it is on Southwest Mesa and all these natural barriers, but that game was pretty quick. It's a 23-minute slugfest where it was a lot of brawls. We saw a lot of heavy infantry from both teams and a lot of militia pulls. So, yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know. I think EL. Meowz, I think Bob is definitely a really, really good player, and I have to give the MVP to him this game. I mean, he played Bantu to perfection there. He used gems and Bantu and completely threw the left side off. Like, he was destroying Dutch and Steez there for the first, like, 10, 15 minutes, raiding them.
Yeah.
Really slowed them down, and it kind of made it inevitable what was going to happen.
Yeah.
I agree. Maybe Boo should have tried some sneaky shit, because I don't, like, maybe going over to the right, I guess you're not supposed to help a losing side going to the left, but
yeah,
you're just going to lose that
like,
team as well.
It kind of seemed like they just needed, like, they needed a little bit of help on this left side. Like, they needed these towers that were really annoying them gone for EL. I mean, they needed those towers gone, and then they needed, like, 2 or 3 light cavalry to just clean up Wu-Tang's army, like his raiding party.
Yep.
So I really feel like, you know, although Dave would have lost his city and been really behind, I think, like, it's better to salvage this left side and maybe they can win here than, like, desperately try to hold this side when, you know, you're just getting raided continuously and the other side's losing. So, you know, but that is going to be it for this game. I'm going to set the score 1-0, and do you want to jump into the next game?
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab some water.
Sure.
Go for it.
Yeah. So again, that is going to be game number 1 going to Meowz. Definitely, you know, not what I think most of us expected, considering, you know, EL is a favorite to place really well in the tournament. All right, I'm going to load up game number 2. And while we wait for no rush, Raiden. While we wait for Raiden to get his water, and I myself get my water, I can say hello to some of the people in the chat. So we see Raul Henriquez and Alt Imneo. How's it going? Hope you are doing well. Yeah, I mean, this is I think this game was a pretty. I do think part of it was EL had worse nations. I just think, like, the Romans really didn't do that much. But you know, it's you know. You know, it is how it is. And a reminder for viewers, if you have played in these games, we would love, you know, we definitely enjoy the stream, but we appreciate no commentary whatsoever in the chat for no spoilers whatsoever. That would be awesome. Yeah, so this is game number 2. It looks like EL have chosen Himalaya. Nope, this is Old World. Just kidding. Yeah, they've chosen Old World of all things. So. Yeah. All right, we'll just wait for Raiden a moment. Mentalist, I see you saying a lot of things in the chat, and I'm glad you are excited about the stream. However, I would suggest that you think about what you're saying and before you say it, because it's like a little bit like it seems a little bit like you're spamming. So I just want you to make it clear to think about what you're saying and not act like a child. That would be really appreciated. Thanks.
Yeah, Mentalist, stop being a dick. All right.
We're a family-friendly stream. That will be blurred out. Anyways, welcome back, Raiden. I've loaded up game number 2. It's on Old World, but it looks like Himalayas. Is that correct?
Let me load it up real quick and see.
I'm just making sure I don't want to accidentally click on the wrong game.
Oh yeah, true. Let's see here. Yep, Old World.
Yep. Okay, cool.
And yeah, that sounds like the
All right.
one.
I'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So it looks like EL have chosen Old World, and my game's immediately going to crash, unfortunately. So please sit tight while I load.
Oh, I hit the game. I did the game stats thing too.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Game's immediately going to crash. You know, again, Rise of Nations is a rather old game, so you know, it is how it is.
This might actually This might actually take a minute. We went over that too. Yeah, you were flaming me for my replays being the problem last time. I remember on my game, and I just literally did not pay attention. Did the same thing. I think I have to like, actually close out of Steam here for that.
Oh really?
That's rip, yeah.
Like yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I've loaded up Rise of Nations once again.
Wow. It's just there we go. Yeah, this might take me a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Whoops.
Yeah, no problem. Mentalist, I see you in the chat. You've said this stream is annoying me. If it is annoying you, you have a choice to turn it off. That's your choice if you want to do that.
No,
obviously,
no, we'll torture him and make him stay.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, we would love to have you here, and you know, like your bright presence and everything. But you know, if you choose, you are allowed to turn off the stream. That is your choice. You know, and for everybody else, I think as long as you're enjoying it, I'm happy. Obviously, if there are any things that that can be improved about the stream, you're free to contact me directly or Jen or any of the commentators and suggest them in a polite and constructive criticism way. But you know, I'm you know I'm not really sure what you're trying to do here. So, all right, in the chat we have Doko. Hey Doko, hola hola. I haven't spoken Spanish in ages, but I my Spanish is somewhat okay. I'm stalling for you, Raiden. So whenever you're ready.
Oh, I am good to go. No, that was
Okay.
a good speech, Bear. Excellent.
Right.
Don't hit the game stats button. Don't hit the game stats button.
Don't hit the game stats button. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Yeah. So lessons from that last game. What is EL? What should EL do this game in order to try and circumvent their loss and make sure that loss doesn't happen again in this game number 2?
Two things. One, pick good nations. So we'll get to that. And two, I felt like they were very reactionary. I think Meowz kind of dictated the pace of that game from start to finish, and it was just EL just kind of going through the motions rather than playing aggressive. And like, you know, they played fine. Just Meowz took it to them, had a plan, had a strategy, you know, and then just executed. And then EL was just catching up the whole time. So I mean, they're good players. We know that. So I think they just need to actually just put Meowz under pressure. That's how it goes. Oh yeah, by the way, happy birthday, Woojin. I don't know if you noticed that.
Happy birthday, I guess. Yeah, so it is like, okay, I'm gonna open up game stats now. Okay, good. It didn't crash. Okay, all right. So for the nations, so for EL, we've got iRush with Dutch with Tier 1 as Japanese. Tier 2 is Dave with Inca. Tier 3 is Steez as Indians, and Tier 4, Boo as Russians. We love to see it. On the other side, for Meowz, we've got Happy Birthday Woojin. That's who is that from? That's oh dear. Who is that from last game?
I think that's just Woojin.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Well, who is that?
No.
Who played Tier 4 last game? It was the Koreans player Meliodas.
Yeah.
Meliodas.
Yeah. Oh, what a nice guy.
So Meliodas playing Tier 1 with Japanese. Tier 2, we've got Flowerpunk playing Iroquois, signature Momo pick. Tier 3, we've got Wu-Tang with Indians. And Tier 4, we've got Immortal with Dutch. Okay, this time, who do you think has the better nation? So the mirrored nations are Japanese, but otherwise all the other nations are different. What do you think? Who is the better set of nations?
I really like Inca in general here. But Russians, that's an interesting one. I guess their game is, they're playing late game right now for sure. Well, it's Flames. Bob messaged me. It's Flames. Happy birthday, Woojin is Flames. They subbed him in.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, that would make sense. Hey, Flames. There you go. Well, that's Flames subbing in. And I didn't realize they both picked Indians. So in my mind, Russians is a pretty defensive nation, but it can be played aggressively. So it plays differently on different maps, right? So you've got Australian Outback where you play it as an offensive nation. Like you just border push, and that's like how you get map control for your team. In this case, I'm imagining they're pairing it with the Inca player so they can hopefully help defend the Inca player a little bit easier. And you know, the attrition's it is really good. Like it helps you defend against militia rushes. So that is a good thing. And I do prefer over Dutch. I think, like, I'm not really sure why Meowz have picked Dutch. You know, maybe that's one of their pet nations, but personally, never really found much success with Dutch, aside from, like, you know, on sea maps where you get that free light ship.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting pick to go along with Iroquois, too. Like, I would think that Meowz would be trying to be aggressive here, and Dutch doesn't really seem like an aggressive nation, so definitely interesting. Also, I'm very curious about the spawn positions here. Actually, no. Wait, I was
Yeah.
getting my colors wrong.
Okay. I do think I think I slightly prefer. I think y'all have, they obviously, like, they saw what happened last game. They got behind early and they stayed behind like the entire game. And I think picking Inca is like kind of a recipe for disaster. Honestly, like. The same thing could happen, right? Like, Inca are a slow start nation, like that's just like the way it is. And so, having your tier 2 be Inca, which is a relatively slow nation, compared to their tier 2, which is Iroquois, which is an insanely fast, like, space-making nation like Bantu, it's a big issue. We saw the same issues last game, where it's a Romans player who couldn't really convert his wealth advantage into anything, right? Like that's just kind of how the game played out. So I wonder if EL have not really read the situation correctly, but we'll have to see. I do think I give the slight edge to Meowz in terms of nation picks, just because I think Iroquois is a better pick than Inca. But obviously, if Dave can survive and not take too much damage, then he'll have a good game.
Agreed, and they have gems this time, so gems OP.
Yeah, gems OP. I see Serge in the chat. Yeah, Serge, you're right. Gems OP. It was definitely great for Meowz last game.
Yep, it was for sure. And just want to point out, so we're talking about here essentially Inca surviving. They are up against the tier 1 and tier 2. That is not what you want to see.
Yeah, we can go around the map and look at where the players are located. We've got, for Meowz this time, I'll start with them. We've got Flowerpunk, the tier 2 player, that's Momo, with Iroquois on this left side. And then we've got the orange Japanese player, Happy Birthday Woojin, that's Flames. Also on the left side, in like kind of the back right middle pocket, whatever, we've got Wu Tang, the white Indian player, and then on the right wing we've got the green Dutch player, Immortal, who's renamed the capital OMG Autowood.
Let me get that for you.
That's about right.
And then across from Immortal, we've got the blue Japanese player iRush with Dutch. In the back pocket, we've got the red Indian player Steez. We've got the purple Inca player Dave on the left side, and right next to him, his ally, the blue Russians player El Boo, or light blue, teal, whatever color that is. It's definitely like a game where the last game the tiers were kind of like balanced on both sides, but this game it's pretty off, right? Because we've got the 2 and the 4 on this left side versus 1 and 2, but on the right side we've got 3 and 4 versus 1 and 3. So it's definitely going to be up to iRush to get something done on this side, right? He's the Japanese player, he's a tier 1 player, and he's straight up against a tier 4 player. And then on the other side, obviously it's going to be Flames and Momo, who are going to be putting the pressure on Dave and Boo.
Yep, and that's not a good start for Boo either. I took a look at the Ruins tab, and Boo only got 2, it looks like. So that is not what you want to see. And
yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. Russians are definitely one of the slowest nations in the game. They have like no benefits, basically, economic benefits, and that is one of their disadvantages. They can just fall behind and stay behind. It's pretty awkward for them.
Blue.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. And he only has a +4 wood. Just taking a look at that. I know we don't look at that too much. I mean, Dave's got a +9, which is nice, but Boo got the short end of the stick, and he's still winning.
It also feels like they could have divvied it up a little bit better. Like, couldn't have Dave built bottom here or on the right here with Woodcamp and Boo taking that. But that seems like slightly miscommunication there. Looks like everybody's going for fairly standard builds. No mills yet. Everybody's going for Calm Civic. So we're going to take that time to talk about the rares. We can start with Meowz this time. So for Meowz, they've got relics in the top, in the very right corner. There's copper in the back there. Wine kind of here, but that's actually going to be claimed by EL. Moving further along, there's sugar in the back. In the middle of the map, there's salt. And there's furs next to Nara. On the top, there's silver. And then Pappy above Onondaga, and tobacco to the left of Noshiro. And then for EL, they've got wool next to Kanazawa. There's diamonds to the right of Kyoto. There's peacocks next to Delhi, and silk below that. Moving further to the left, there's amber, horses, cotton, dye, gems, obsidian, and then there's tobacco, as I mentioned earlier, but that's going to be claimed by Meowz. So pretty interesting set of rares. I think this time, would you agree with me that Meowz have the edge in rares?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They've got relics, they've got sugar, they've got Pappy, they've got silver. Those are all insane rares.
Yep. They don't have diamonds, which will hurt them because
and
they
furs.
don't. Oh, true. Yeah, wealth income is pretty huge on Old World. So
Yeah, it is.
That-
They also, yeah, EL also have spice. I mean, it's definitely not to count EL out. You know, they have diamonds, which is a pretty solid rare. They've got horses for their Indians player. They've got gems, which is, you know, as Serge says, absolutely broken.
Yep.
There are a couple of, you know, and they also have like more rares than their opponents. I think just like overall more rares. But it's going to be if they're going to live long enough to use it, and you know, if they're going to get outboomed against players with Pappy and Silver and all that. Does look like, so Dave has chosen to build to the left here. What do you think about that choice? He's chosen to build behind, basically.
Smart. I think it's very clear what the game script here is going to be on this left side, and it is going to be survive until Dave gets going, and building back is the way to do that. You don't want to give your opponent a free city.
Yeah.
So the only downside I can think is I only see one easy mountain for Dave.
Yeah, he's only got a +5. He has a +10 over here to the right, but it's like a little scary. I honestly wish he built to the right, but he's got. I guess he's protecting his wood camp.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, I guess he could have built on the +10. That's true. That would be away from Meowz, but it would also be exposed.
Yeah, heavy infantry raid starting from iRush on this right side, and it does look like Immortal also had a +4 wood, and he's nowhere close to mill. He still needs 20 more. Well, not nowhere close. He still needs 20 more food for that mill research. He has plenty of wood though, so he should be okay. He's just going to take some damage for now. Maybe lose a couple citizens, which is definitely bad for him.
For that auto win.
Let's take a look at what the Iroquois player is up to. Iroquois player has no military units as of yet, just not building any units. I think they've realized that they have a bunch of really great rares, so...
yeah, they're booming up here, which I don't... I guess it could work booming up with all the rares, because even if you are Inca and you're a late game powerhouse, like, rares are still more OP than the nation itself.
I actually think... I would actually like to see Dave just go on a raiding spree instead of just straight booming. Like, he has horses, which is insanely good, obviously. Like... And Old World is a relatively open map. And all these rares from their opponents are very exposed. I mean, like you've got relics exposed, sugar is exposed, silver is exposed. Like maybe they can make something happen if Dave just continuously raids. And you know, we saw it in that last game too against AZ. Dave's micro is just like it's really impeccable. It's very strong. So you know, it does look like iRush is completely thrashing Immortal here. Immortal has put down that barracks and is infinity queuing archers now, but iRush has the advantage. iRush has...
Yep, he's got to press Immortal and pretty much take him out of the game. That's what he's got to do. He's tier 1 against tier 4. You have to win.
Yeah.
You have to damage your opponent. You have to slow him down. You have to
Immortal is raiding with these armed caravans, which you know it's good and all, but it's not. It's going to get chased away easily by an archer from Steez. Steez is doing very well for himself. But we do see an aggressive tower being put down by Wu-Tang on this left side. Again, Gems is actually really helping out EL here. I mean, just look at this territory. I mean, if they ever take a skirmish here.
He sees the tower. Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah, I just reached 10 minutes. I just got to 10 minutes. Yeah, but he'll see the tower soon, whatever. This city's actually able to shoot at the barracks for iRush, which is like pretty awkward. It's going to be able to shoot at the barracks and not quite the market, but the barracks is definitely targetable. On this left side, you know, like the danger of building back like Dave has is what if Woojin, or not Woojin, what if Flames just goes Colossus here? Like, what are they supposed to do, you know?
What's your timer?
I'm at 10:25, and actually Flowerpunk's going to be the one going Colossus.
He's are literally... a seer of the future.
Yeah, he's gonna slap that Colossus down because they just have the good rares, and it's not like the Russian player wants to be aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, Flames went comp 2, so they are definitely.
Yeah, they're settling in for the long game. They have they have a lot of great rares, so I think you know it's gonna be pretty hard for y'all to keep up.
And EL doesn't have aggressive nations either, so that's going to be a double. That's a double. Yeah, they just reverse Uno card these guys. I mean, EL was probably thinking like, oh, here they come. Like, nah, we got the rares. We're just going to chill the fuck out. Whatever.
Yeah, and I think it's actually going to be on iRush and Steez to get something aggressive here because they did deal a good amount of damage to Immortal. Immortal is the lowest scoring player overall on Meowz. Like he's the weak spot, right? There's a big river here, which is pretty annoying. But I mean. I kind of wish iRush would have just like built a zillion heavy infantry, just gone in for it. Like I think he can do that, considering how spread out Wu-Tang is. Like Wu-Tang's very far. He's also the Indians player, so he doesn't want to make too many archers.
Right.
I feel like he's missing a bit of an opportunity there. Like I think he could have gone for that, but you know maybe he doesn't want to risk it.
Yep. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see what we got. Some
a lot
in
of
the
movements
back.
in the middle of the map. If you look here, Flames has 5 heavy infantry that are kind of coasting along the left side. Let's take a look at where they're going. Looks like he's got them shift queued over there. Does he? Where is he going? He's just putting them in the middle of the map right now. He's got 5 heavy infantry.
He might be cheesing Steez. Steez is dropping a tower.
I think he's
not about 12
yeah.
minutes.
I think he's trying to cheese Steez, but Steez is gonna throw down a tower, so he might be okay. There's also slingers here, which is going to be able to guard it. Although if Flames might be able to micro around it. Flames is he already has heavy infantry upgrade. 2 elephants from Wu-Tang, 140 food income. Let's take a look here. Steez is doing decently for himself. His eco's not really quite up there. He's going Senator now. But that Colossus is going to be finished, and that's a problem for EL. I mean, obviously Inca is great, but Dave has actually gone Despot here. What do you think about this?
Dave's gone Despot here?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I guess, I don't know. That's such a tough spot. When you realize you have none of the rares like that, and you're playing this kind of Civ, and your opponent just goes, all right, we're just going to leave you alone for a little bit, and boom. You're kind of forced into action, I think. I mean,
yeah,
you know you're going to lose out late game. You have to try something. And
yeah, it's like really awkward for Dave, right? He chose to build back, and he's against faster nations, so rating's going to be tougher, but I mean, he has to get something done for his team. And I think what he's going to do is they're just going to try and triple this side on the right side.
Yeah, they might. That would be a great move if Dave could just maybe go for. I mean, Bob's cap is kind of exposed. I know his units are close by and all that, but if you take a look at he's the second, like actually Bob did not calculate that tower properly. That tower's going to go down because of the city OP. But 1322. I don't know where you're at, but take a look at
the capital is going to start getting attacked. Let's take a look. Steez is going to only now get militia upgrade. I don't know if he's going to make it in time. And there's also 2 elephants here from. There's 2 elephants here from Wu-Tang.
Yeah, you got it. It's fine.
I'm at 13. Wow. I'm at 1330. I just got to 1330. 2 elephants here from Wu-Tang. Steez does have a couple units, so he's going to be able to just run in. But the militia are here. They're going to be able to hold the city momentarily, and obviously it's a big.
He's not even gonna sack it.
Yeah, no sack. They're just gonna lose all of these units. These elephants might even get bribed, possibly if Steez is on top of it. But yeah, that's gonna be a good defense for Steez. Obviously, it helps out the left side of it because obviously Flames did have to invest a bunch of units in there. Yeah. But I mean, that kind of slows their attack down here on this side, and still Wu-Tang is raiding Steez's other city in the meantime, so it's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Where's Irish up to? He hasn't been aggressive at all.
He's just chilling, bro. Leave him alone.
He's got a catapult. Okay.
Yeah, he's got 1 catapult. He's throwing rocks at Immortal. All right, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You rock it. Yeah. Whatever.
He's throwing rocks. It's fine. He's doing something. You got some. He's raiding in the back too. Take a look. 1435. I keep spoiling everything. He's raiding sugar.
Oh yeah, I see that. That's a really nice raid. This is something we didn't really see from EL at all last game. Yeah. Them raiding their opponents because they just didn't have enough units to spare. But this is a really nice raid. 1 heavy infantry at this point in the game for 3 merchants. That's an insanely good trade.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, so that's what Dutch is doing right now. Do they see all the rares on the opponent's side? They see most of them.
An ambush from Immortal is going to pick off both of these sieges, probably. Maybe just one of them. I'm not entirely sure. But Irish is going to lose at least 1 siege. His units are just not in place. For some reason, he's got them garrisoned in the city. Just kind of questionable plays so far. But it is going to be a brawl on this right side. On the left side, game is pretty quiet. Boo has gone Civ 2, and he's gone a very forward city as well. Gems plus Russians. I imagine he'll throw down a temple very soon.
That's a good move by Boo. I think. Yeah. I think if your teammate's gone Despot, you're all in on that city anyway. You might as well.
Yeah, Dave has a bunch of units. He has got a bunch of heavy cavalry, but I wish he would raid more, honestly.
Yeah, I think, they've scouted their opponents quite well. You could just throw some heavy cavalry in. Well, actually, no, they haven't really scouted Flames, if you take a look.
Yeah.
There are some definite, they see Bob's woodline really far away over there. Bob's actually got 2 over there. If you threw some heavy cavalry back there, he could really hurt, just cross-raiding. It's always annoying. It really throws off your opponent, too.
Yeah, it looks like Irish is actually using relics. It looks like Meowz have not scouted it. Oh, no, actually, they're both using relics. if you look at it, it's relics sharing, and it's actually an armed merchant sharing it with a regular merchant because the armed merchant actually can't see iRushes with Duchess units.
Wait, what? Where is this?
On the top right side, or on the right corner, sorry. Right corner, you can look, relics, they're sharing.
What?
Big fight here in the middle of the map between
That's
iRush
amazing.
and, on the right side between iRush and Steez versus Wu-Tang and Immortal. Looks like Immortal is getting ready to pull Militia to defend himself. iRush doesn't have Archer upgrade, which is pretty annoying, like yikes.
1620, 1630 right now?
I'm at 1624. Yep, Immortal's gonna run in with his militia. He's gonna keep himself alive, but this city is gonna get taken. There are a lot of elephants on the left side though for Wu-Tang, which Steez is gonna have to deal with. And these militia are getting into the back lines of the archers. If iRush had Archer upgrade, maybe this fight goes pretty well for them, but instead it's going to be closer than expected. It's just really hard for Wu-Tang to reinforce on this left side.
Yeah, that's a great city by Steez, and actually Steez might just lose that city if he's not careful. It is.
Yeah, it is getting sieged by three catapults, and it looks like the elephants on this left side have eventually taken him back. Oh no, the fight's still close. I think. EL's going to lose the city momentarily, but I think they're going to be able to take it back very soon. 2 elephants versus 2 elephants, plus a bunch more units for... oh no, bribe goes down. Brutal bribe from Wu-Tang.
It's Bob.
Yeah, Bob. Steez might lose the city here, and Bob is floating a lot of resources.
Yeah, Bob's a noob, we know. So
yeah,
Bob,
and actually it looks like it's gonna be Meowz who take the win on that left side, which is bad news. I mean, on this right side there, it's pretty yikes because Flowerpunk is aged.
Oh wow, yeah, that's it's looking pretty. Well, I guess Dave is Inca, so
yeah, Steez is gonna lose the city.
Yeah, it's looking pretty yikes on this right side right now. Wow,
yeah,
they really flipped it around on him.
I really feel like iRush missed his opportunity. Like, he could have just built a couple heavy infantry and go for the capital, but I think he really missed his opportunity. He's now going to clean up a bunch of archers, which is really nice, but, I mean, I think the damage has been done. Steez has no elephants left. His food income is terrible, and he really can't afford to produce any more units, whereas, you know, Wu-Tang has gone completely untouched. He got off that bribe early, and now he's able to just hold the city of Hyderabad. On the left side... Looks like Dave has a lot of units, but
1815, they're going in here.
1815, yep, they're running in. They see that they can divide Flowerpunk's army, but they're gonna get flanked here. Flowerpunk, his upgrades are just finishing. It's gonna be really close, but I think these 3 towers from Flames are gonna do it. Flames also pulled Militia just to make sure he won't die. Yeah, they're gonna get run over here.
No.
What a disaster.
Dave typed saying they could go back if they could. They actually can't go back because Flowerpunk is all up in their grill. God, woo. Yeah, that's everything. They just lost all their army.
Yeah, actually, on the right side, it's going to be a reversal. It looks like Wu-Tang has backed off, and it looks like iRush has been able to hold this city now of Muiden. But they're going to need to get something done because this left side is not long for this world. Dave just lost his entire army.
He is Inca though, so that was calculated. Dave was trying to lose his entire army for a reason.
This age from the Russians player is not going to finish in time. It looks like he's going to lose this city before the age finishes. Maybe. I think he's going to lose it. It's going to be close.
Yeah, I think he will too.
Yeah, it's like
if that tower goes up.
He's getting there. He needs.
Tower's up. Oh,
it's going to be really, really close. But I think he's going to lose it. Maybe.
The lookout goes down. If the lookout goes down, it's over.
Yeah, it's one hit from death.
Yep. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, you hate to see that.
Oh, he's gonna lose a city. That's really unfortunate. Just a couple seconds off.
Flowerpunk is so far ahead. Momo is. Look at his score.
And now the issue is even if iRush kills Immortal, it's like even if he dies, like I mean, so what? Like they have a Colossus player who's gone completely untouched and a Japanese player who's boomed on commerce too. Actually, Boo's taken back the city momentarily, and the attrition's starting to burn Flames units. But they're going to lose it back again. It's just constantly skirmishing here. I think it's really tough. I mean, they needed to snipe the supply wagon from Flowerpunk from Momo there, but it's definitely annoying. They are getting some good trades because their opponent's units are kind of just walking in and dying. but it's pretty awkward. Very
At
large.
this point, now you get called out.
Yeah, on the right side, iRush has stabilized the city of Muiden. We can take a quick look at the knowledge incomes now. So iRush is 105. The Red Indians player Steez has 65. 65 for the Dutch player. White Indians player has 40. Orange Japanese player Flames has 92. Flowerpunk has 85, and he's going to lose the city momentarily again. It looks like Boo pulled a militia to save a city, which is a good choice because they have a bunch of infrastructure here. They really need to keep that alive.
Yep, I think they just need to stall out right now.
Dave has 110, so actually it looks like EL are they're leading in score, and they have the knowledge advantage. If they can hold that left side, maybe, but I mean it's just going to be a ticking time bomb for them.
Looks like Mortal's going to try to move his cap, by the way. 2107.
Sorry, who?
Mortal is building a city behind Bob right now. He's going to move his capital. Smart move.
Oh yeah, that is a good choice. He's going to try and stay alive. Really wish. I mean, obviously, iRush is, he's going to need some help, but I think he needs a Wonder to try and keep pace on this left side. And actually, Dave's going to go for Hanging Gardens. I really like this choice. Obviously, if he can afford it, it's really, really good because they are leading in the knowledge race.
They're leading in score too, surprisingly.
Yeah, it looks like iRush might get doubled here, but he's going to back off. He's wisely knows that the Indians player is walking over, and because Steez is pressuring on this side, and there's nothing there. So, Steez has recovered somewhat. He's definitely doing better than the Dutch player is. He's really struggling for eco, just infinite queuing citizens. Not going to be able to age anytime soon. On the left side, it's a stalemate so far. I think the lack of Senator here is really hurting Dave. Also, the lack of crossbows. Same for Momo. Momo's going to walk in with Force March, recognizing that their opponents mostly have archers, but his units are going to start burning, so the trade is not as efficient as it could be otherwise. Dave has a lot of cavalry, but they're going to back out. Boo is a little late to the memo, but he might be able to get a bribe off, maybe.
I mean, EO looks like they're going to win this game. I mean, I don't know. It's essentially a 3v4
close.
right now.
They're going to take. It looks like iRush took the city, and he's got Mill 3 now. Does he have a castle? He's finishing up his castle right now. He's a very large army. Steez doesn't have a ton of units. It looks like Wu-Tang was just out of position. He has 4 elephants and 7 archers, which is a pretty nice army. On the left side, I mean, they just need to hold, and maybe if they can kill 2 players on this right side for EL, maybe they have a chance. And they are doing better in terms of score. iRush is going to go back for pyramids, which I don't mind. I think more wonders is good, especially if you're in this spot where you have the resources. But you need to max out an army and fast, because this left side might not last much longer. It's kind of close.
Yeah, they need to do the triple tower noob special right now, Boo. He needs to just drop towers on the semi.
Yeah.
I mean, or Dave should. I mean, Dave is Inko.
Surprise Flames does not have a supply wagon. His archers are just kind of burning right now. He's actually going to throw away a couple of them if he doesn't pay attention.
Okay, and what's the play, Flames?
Yeah, and iRush is just kind of running over the Dutch player. Dutch player gonna lose city, and Flowerpunk has recognized that they need to kill this side. And let's take a look at the ecos. Russian player has Calm 2 now, so it should be okay for now. Dave has Calm 2 as well. 199 wealth income for Dave. That's really, really nice. 195 knowledge income with the Hanging Gardens just finished. So it looks like EL are actually soundly in the lead here, surprisingly.
Yeah, no, they're doing great. They really turned it around, especially on that right side. And it looks like Dutch has spotted the capital and he's going for it.
Yeah, let's take a look here. He scouted it, and he's actually raiding. Dave is actually raiding in the back. This is really, really nice from him. He's just sending in these knights that are really annoying to deal with for their opponents.
Yep.
Lovely raids there from Dave, and I think, I mean, they're a bit caught with their pants down, Meowz.
Yeah,
Flames doesn't have enough units right now. His economy's doing really well, but he doesn't have enough units. Neither does Flowerpunk. I mean, like, this is kind of one of the problems with picking Iroquois as the nation to go Colossus. It's just like yes, it's good. Colossus is great, but your archers are just not great. Like, really suck. It's like there's not it's way better to max out with a zillion crossbows for the Japanese player than it is for And now, I mean, the city of Semipalatinsk is not going to be able to be taken easily.
I don't think you want to do that. I think he wants to. I'm at 24-40, not to spoil, but it looks like he's going to make a move around the back here, and I think he should to boost capital. It's wide open.
Yeah, I'm at 24-40. He's going to take the city of Werden really quickly. Looks like Immortal has not thrown down the next the Senate, so looks like that's going to be a cap sack going to iRush. His army over here is not that large. I think he may have a secondary army. But oh, it looks like we see spies brought from Wu-Tang. Lovely. Oh, sorry, not wait. Oh, these are iRush's spies. Never mind. iRush is going to take that capital. And again, it's a stalemate on this left side. It's a really awkward choke point for Meowz. Raid's continuing.
I think, Dutch is just going to keep going. I think he's going to hit Flames from the back.
Yeah.
And I don't think Flames liked it like that. And,
yeah, I think Flames needs to back off. I think they're trying to a little bit too hard to just try and break the city, which it looks like it's not going to happen.
No, yeah. Flames is about to learn the hard way here that it's a 4v4, not a 2v2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He sees it now. I'm at 25-40.
Yeah, I'm at 25-32, so you're just a little bit ahead of me. But he does see it on the vision, and his city of Hirado is going to get raided here by the entire army of iRush. iRush is doing very well for himself, going to go back for Science 3. Looks like Steez is able to stave off the aggression from Wu-Tang. On the left side, it's still, I mean, Flames is just caught really out of position.
Yes.
Flowerpunk still doesn't have enough units. They're just not trading well on this left side for Meowz.
Yeah, I think they just tried to force that third city because they got it earlier, and probably the wrong move.
Yeah.
Flames gonna lose that city in the back, and that's looking like GG, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like obviously they take back the city for Immortal, but Immortal's really dead. Like he has nothing. His eco's really struggling, and obviously that losing that city really hurts Flames. I mean, if you look at Flames, or wait, sorry, that's Wu-Tang. Never mind. If you look at Flames' eco, it's not as good as it should be at this point in the game. He's gonna get a castle at Nara as capital, and he's also rotating his entire army backwards. But now the pressure is on it's on Meowz to get something done because they're losing the right side. Right, they're clearly iRush is running them over, but on the left side they can't kill their opponents. So Flowerpunk's actually going to call GG.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
They're going to resign? Oh, yeah, that's
wow,
GG.
That's it.
Ooh, spicy.
Jeez, what a game number 2. Wow.
So that auto-win city name was pretty ironic, huh, guys? Yeah?
OMG auto-win.
Auto-win.
Wow,
yep.
What a game. We can take a quick look at the unit kill counts. I mean, it's iRush with Dutch doing the most work here. Largest army, largest units killed. I mean, he just ran over the right side, and as he was supposed to do, right?
Yep, as he was supposed to. Looked a little sketchy there for a little bit, but for some reason, when they took that city, when they took Siege the city, Hyderabad or whatever, somehow they just got it back, and it was interesting because Dave felt like he had the all-in with Boo there on the left, and it was scary, but because I think what happened was Dave thought that because they lost the city that the right side was losing, so he went in there, but somehow the right side turned it back around, so good for them.
Yeah, really well done.
Dutch pick was kind of weak, but he also had shit wood, so that's tough.
That's fair. That's a tough one. I think like iRush with Dutch definitely was the MVP of this game. Like obviously he was like able to take out the Dutch player, which is like his job. But I definitely don't want to count out Boo and Dave. Like I think just being able to defend this side with even if Dave's choosing to go Despot there, I mean being able to defend the side against two players who have boomed up quite a bit with much larger armies. I mean it's a testament to their micro ability as well as their abilities to defend. Like I think they had a choice at one point to back off from the city of like they had a choice to lose the city or not, and Boo made the choice of no, I'm not going to lose the city. I'm pulling my militia to take it back, which I think was a really important choice because that's all their infrastructure, and it's also a crucial choke point because it's a really small area for Meowz to field their armies. But yeah, well done to EL. They definitely deserved that victory. Felt like Meowz let that slip away a little bit from them.
Yep. Yeah. So
Alright.
game 3, let's do it.
Game 3, yeah. I'm gonna update the scores really quickly. I'm actually gonna take a quick 5-minute break because I need to go refill my water and go to the bathroom and the like. So we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break. Feel free to discuss in the chat who you think will win game number 3. I'm sure it'll be an exciting one. We'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right, folks, we are back. So we've had a couple people come to us asking if they can join the commentary, which is awesome. I think obviously it's a big burden of of commentating, but it is a lot of fun, and we definitely recommend it if you're interested in that sort of thing. We are gonna, for at least for my casts, that cast on the AS channel, I am gonna make a rule where you have to talk to Jad ahead of time, and he has to approve you as a caster and add you to the right Discord channel. And then if you talk to him ahead of time, and then we have to plan it out ahead of time. So there are people asking me if they can join in the middle of the stream, which is awesome. I would love to have you normally, but it has to be ahead of time. I feel like in terms of just planning ahead, it's kind of weird if somebody joins in the middle of the stream. So in the future, I'm a bunch of people. I would love to have you on stream, but just we have to arrange it ahead of time. So whatever that means, talk to Jad and you can message me, all that. All right. Okay, sorry. That was my quick spiel. We're gonna jump into game number 3 now.
Sounds good. I'm gonna load it up real quick here.
Yes.
Spicy game 3.
Yeah. All right. I am ready when you are. Let me know.
1 second. All right, let's start it off here.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so it looks like Meowz have chosen Himalayas for this match. So they've chosen to go a slower but land-based map. Definitely an interesting pick. So looks like we've got Flames got swapped out again for Meliodas. So that's that is how it is. Let's take a look at the game stats. Okay, it didn't crash for me this time. That's good. So for EL, the picks are Boo with Egyptians, Irish with Dutch with British, Dave with Greeks, and Steez with Chinese. On the other side, we've got Immortal with Mongols, Meliodas with Inca, Flowerpunk with Nubians, and Wu-Tang with Chinese. So what do you think about these picks, Raiden?
Well, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. They were saving the Inca pick, and now they played it to perfection. They got Inca game 3, and EL does not. So that's huge.
Yeah, that is a really big deal.
Right there. That is actually we foreshadowed this whole thing, saw it coming, predicted. Let's see. For Meowz definitely has great boom picks. I don't love that EL. I mean, that they're going Inca on game 3, Meowz. I would think EL would rather than try to outboom them, I would think they'd go for civs that were aggressive and try to take it to Meowz. Because you're gonna have Inca on the other team, right? So they have Egypt, Greeks, British. Those are very not very aggressive civs. So, EL didn't even use Maya. I don't get
it's
that.
a little weird. If you think about it this way, right? So there in a lot of games there is something called making space, which is you sacrifice your own economic growth or whatever so that your teammates have time and they aren't getting harassed or whatever. You know what I mean? Your opponent focuses on you rather than your teammates. That's called making space. You see it a lot in MOBAs and stuff. You'll have the person who needs a little bit of money to do things. They make space so that people who need a lot of money to do things have the time to get the money. That's what's poorly explained. But anyways, you can see it in the difference between the drafts, right? In nations like Mongols or Iroquois or Japanese, those nations are usually nations that make space for their team. They allow their team time to do things. Whereas nations like Inca or Egyptians, those nations are more defensive nations, or they need time to get going, right? If they get raided early on, it's really, really bad. So it seems like Meowz have gotten a better draft in this sense because they have a Mongols player to make space for their Inca player, right? The Inca player is going to have time to do things because their Mongols player should make space. Whereas for EL, it's not immediately clear who's making space, right? Obviously, the Egyptian player needs space because they're going to be making wonders. That's what Egypt does. But the British player also needs space because, they kind of need to get going. They can defend, but they're not going to be raiding their opponents at all. The Greeks player needs space, and the Chinese player needs space too. So, it's not immediately clear what EL's, how EL's nations function together in that sense.
Agreed. Yeah, 100% nailed it on the head. I think Meowz really outdid it on the draft here. And if I was EL right now and I'm looking at this draft, if I was Boo, I might just double wonder, troll, screw it, go for it. Because you need to take something back here, unless the rares are terrible, which we'll take a look at. But looking at those picks, I mean, you're not going to win the late game.
Yeah, I think it's gonna.
The slowest map too. So
Yeah, it's gonna depend on the rares, obviously. I think if the game goes decently, I would love to see Dave go for a the you know that spicy, like it's like you go science 2, mill 2, and then age, and then you attack with senator.
Yep.
Yeah, and you like skip Civ 2, like with Greeks. I think I would love to see that from him this game. I think they just need like somebody to put the pressure on them, on their opponents, because like obviously if their opponents don't pressure them, that's great and all. But you have an Inca player who could raid, you have a Nubians player who might be fast, you have a Mongols player who's no doubt going to raid you with heavy archers or horse archers. You know, it's I think Meowz have the better picks this time.
I agree. Yeah. Bob Troll and Immortal saying he dropped his library faster than Mongols, so the Chinese is pretty fast too.
Yeah. Let's take a quick look around the map. Yeah, Chinese. This is actually very fast library time for Steez. So we'll take a look at where the players are located around the map. So on the right side, we have the blue British player, I Rush with Dutch. And then we have the red Indians player, or sorry, not Indians player. He was Indians last time. Sorry, Chinese player Steez. And then moving further to the left, we have the green Egyptian player right in the pocket, like very far in the back. So that's going to be a good spawn position for him. And then on the wing, we have the Greeks, the purple Greeks player Dave. And then for the other side, we've got the light blue Nubians player Flowerpunk. We've got the yellow Mongols player Immortal. And then on the kind of right next to each other, the orange Chinese player Wu-Tang and the white Inca player Meliodas. So let's see if Meowz can punish the greed from EL here in their nation picks. We can let's take a look. So I believe there is a Nubians player somewhere here. Yep, on the top side. So I'm gonna go walk through the rares for them. So we've got. For Meowz, they've got horses on the top corner. They've got salt below Napata. Moving further to the right, there's relics as well as amber. And then there's, amber there. What did I miss? Relics and wine, sorry. And then marble, silver in the right, gems in the back corner, furs next to Shanghai.
They don't see diamonds. They don't see diamonds.
Wool, tobacco, peacocks, and then kind of in the middle-ish, there's Pappy. And then on the left side, there's obsidian. For on the other side for EL, they've got Pappy above Athens. There's diamonds above Athens as well. Silk and cotton below Athens. There's bison in the left corner. There's sugar right next to Thebes. Wine above Beijing. And then relics and silk kind of in the middle-ish there. There's wool right next to London. And there's spice and dye in the right corner as well as citrus. So pretty interesting set of rares. So both teams have Pappy. I think, right?
Yep.
Where is the Pappy for Meowz? I swear they had it, but maybe they don't.
So it's to the left above Dave.
Yeah.
And actually, I want to point out that I took a look at Vision, and Meowz has diamonds. Well, actually, no. I guess EL has diamonds. They just don't see it.
Yeah.
If I had saw that, I might have tried to sneak that for a little bit if I was Flowerpunk.
Yeah, it's like a little scary. Obviously, it's so close to Dave. And actually, these Pappy are not entirely, they're not entirely just like up for the grabs. Does look like Dave has scouted both of EL have scouted both of them, but for Meowz, they haven't scouted the bottom one that they have access to. So that could be a little awkward. Obviously, the Nubians player might be able to point it out, assuming this city finishes up for Immortal soon. Let's take a look quickly at the ruins bonuses. Looks fairly even. iRush is definitely struggling for ruins. He's only got 50, but everybody else has at least 100.
Yeah, it's good speed.
Yeah, so pretty slow start to this game, given it's Himalayas.
It's Himalaya. It's the slowest map, in my opinion, outside of lakes. So
yeah, and that's going to be the first Wonder drop down. Boo's going to go for a Colossus early on. He's gone for Sugar, and he doesn't even have a second city down yet. He does have Civic. But he doesn't even have a second city down, and he's already throwing down a Wonder. So definitely the greed is strong with Boo here.
Oh, for sure. I think he might double Wonder. I mean, maybe.
He's a little starved on wealth. I don't think he's going to get enough wealth for Hanging Gardens. He might be able to pyramids, but that's like so greedy if he does. It's pretty.
Go big or go home, man. Game 3, double Wonder right in their face. I mean, Meliodas is kind of slow on the Inca, but it is Inca. So, but I mean, with Inca on the other team, you can't let Inca have a Wonder, right? So as Egypt, he could get the both of them, that'd be great. See what he does.
Yeah, it's
He's up in that
I'm
city
not
right now.
entirely sure.
737.
Yeah, I'm at 725, so you're just a little bit ahead of me.
Wow.
Seven.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The lag is strong with this computer, I guess. 730 now. So on this left side here, it looks like they're just pushing forward with the cities. Looks like we're going to see two fronts, kind of. So Boo's gotten he's going to be able to get up the city, even though it's in enemy territory right now. He might actually be able to pressure that Pappy from their opponents. It's like kind of awkward for Meowz. They might not be able to use this Pappy safely. Nubian's player is saving food. If you look here, Nubian's player hasn't gone mill at all, so I imagine is going to age up and go for another wonder. I don't know. Actually, it hasn't clicked up yet. I'm not entirely sure what they're up to. So far, it looks like the scouting is a little bit better for Meowz. I think they just see a little bit more of the map. Dave's doing very well for himself. Has 30 wealth income with that diamonds in the caravan should be finished up soon. With Pappy and going for a tower, already has a barracks up. This is pretty standard build so far from Dave. On this right side, looks like iRush is definitely the slowest one on his team. I think those lack of runes has really hurt him, but he's a British player. He can catch up, especially if he goes untouched. And then we do see the Inca player and the Chinese player building pretty forward. They're kind of pushing the lines here.
Very surprising, actually. I would think that.
I think they're kind of trying to. They're recognizing that the game might not be in their favor to be defensive, so they're just going to push here because they do see that the Egypt player has Colossus. Like, that is a fact. First raid here on Pappy. It's going to be able to clean up maybe this merchant from Flowerpunk. Yep, it looks like Dave is going to be able to snipe off a merchant. Pretty optimistic use of Pappy, all things considered. If they had gone a tower ahead of time, maybe, but I think it's pretty optimistic. Great. Looks like Immortal is going to be the first one to age. He's going to go for Hanging Gardens, it looks like. And Meliodas has... I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. It looks like Boo's just going for only Colossus. That's his play. He's already at 130 timber income, which is really nice. Wealth income, not doing super hot, but and food income, he could be a little higher. But other than that, he's doing pretty well for himself.
Yep. Yeah, I think.
Yes.
They have a good amount of. I mean, they have diamonds, so
it is going to be Hanging Gardens for the Mongols player. Going to try and outboom the Egyptian player. Pretty interesting choice. What do you think about this versus going mill 2 and raiding with horses?
I think Meowz has the better rares, and I think they know it at the end of the day. And they do have Inca, so they probably think they can outboom a Colossus to Egypt. So I'm for it. I think it is a slow map as well.
Yeah.
So he can definitely afford to do that, and he'll be. I guess it's also tough to raid on Himalaya. It's not really it's not Outback where you can drop 2 stables and go wreck someone's life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it is like there's a lot of open space to run your horses around. But yeah, I mean, you're right. Pretty interesting move from Dave here. So he's actually choosing to delay his Senator to just go straight Civ 2. Doesn't even have die or anything. What do you think about that? Just choosing to go Civ 2 because it's pretty obvious that he's not going to go Mill 2 here because he's kind of far away. But
yeah, what's he trying to force right now? I feel like if he's going Civ 2, he's trying to take something away from
look at this. Look at this. Steez is going to go Hanging Gardens instead. And if you look in the middle of the map near Immortal's capital, he has units here. He has a Slinger, a Hoplite, and a Archer.
He's Wonder. He just typed in the chat on a Wonder Race for hype. Steez,
yeah,
hype train,
I'm at 10:45. 10:45. They're going to walk in.
Okay.
Let's see. This is pretty hype. Looks like Immortal is pulling his citizens. Let's take a look here. Steez is also, I imagine he's also pulling citizens. He's really late on the citizen pull, actually. It's going to be pretty close because Steez, he started his wonder way later, but he does have these units here, whereas obviously Immortal doesn't.
That's huge hype.
It's going to be very close here, I think. A Senator, Republic coming out for Immortal. Otherwise, the closest units are extremely far away. These archers from Wu-Tang are the closest thing. Hoplites are going to start denying the Wonder Time. It's paused at 94%.
God.
Immortal wisely choosing to garrison some units to start shooting here, but his Republic is here. If he bribes the Slingers, then he might be. It takes longer to kill the hoplites. He's gonna choose to bribe the hoplites.
Smart.
It's gonna be close, but I think Immortal has it. 88% for Immortal and 77 for Steez. It was an ill-advised attempt for Steez. It was pretty risky. He's gonna throw away 3 units for nothing, basically. 91% versus 90%. It's very close, but I think Flowerpunk has it.
Hype, Steez.
I think Immortal has it. Sorry, not Flowerpunk. Yep, Immortal has it. He's gonna be able to put up that Hanging Gardens. What a brutal run for Steez. He does at least get all the resources back, but that was really not worth it for him. He threw away 3 units for nothing, basically.
He definitely just threw the game, but honestly, mad respect, Steez.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see. You make it interesting, you know.
Yeah,
give us
game 3, make it hype, you know?
Yeah, that was hype. Steez, you get style points. Straight up, man. I love that. I love that. You definitely just threw the game, but you know, good shit, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. Anyway,
so while that was happening, Boo got up to 200 Tibber income with the Colossus, and he's throwing down farms rapidly as we speak. Then the Greeks player is Dave. He's chosen to sieve backwards because I think he doesn't really need to push forward with any more cities. He can be aggressive if he wants to, but right now he just wanted
more wealth. He wanted more wealth income. That's what he wanted for more scholars. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why he went Civ 2. It's a good move. It's a slow game. I mean, it looks like I'm at 13 minutes right now.
Yeah, I just reached 13 minutes. Yep.
Okay, Flowerpunk is looking. He has some cavalry in the back there. It looks like he's going to come around and do some raiding. And Diamonds is exposed.
Yeah, pretty awkward. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Dave doesn't have a tower there. Maybe thinking that he can protect it, but he has no units right now. He doesn't even have Mill 2, so I think this is going to be a free Diamonds raid for Flowerpunk. 2 light horses and a heavy horse. They haven't even scouted Diamonds, but they're going to see it now. And this should be a very easy raid for them.
I mean, Dave does have some. Dave is rotating over quick.
Yeah, he does have a bribe with his senator, and he just got his Mill 2 now.
But the light horse are just going to kill all those archers and slingers. So that. Well,
it's going to be close. I mean, I think they're definitely going to lose at least some of these merchants. Bribe's going to immediately go down. Let's see how the micro is. Flowerpunk's going to run away the horse, the cataphracts.
Oh.
No, Flowerpunk's just going to run. Interesting.
That's weak, Momo. Super weak, dude. Go fight him. Be a man. Get back in there. Oh. Weak sauce. Does he see? You think he doesn't even see Bison. I don't know where he's running to. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I mean he's just running in the back. I'm sure he thinks there's like more rares in the back there for.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is like a little awkward. Some army movements in the middle of the map. Here.
Yeah,
Mortal's bringing some raiding units of himself. He's going to get scouted though by Boo. I don't know if Boo pinged it or not, but he definitely got scouted. An army raid from Wu-Tang. This is a pretty interesting army composition. He's got a bunch of archers and a bunch of light cavalry. This could do a lot of damage, especially to Steez, who doesn't have many units at this time. He's actually gone for Science 2.
Yo, take a look at Melly's or whatever. I'm just going to call him Mel. Look at his gold and his
my god, 180 wealth income, 130 metal income. He can just pump out those heavy knights for days.
He's only got 1 university though. Oh, that's so not optimal.
No, he really needs another university. I mean, I think he would be doing really well for himself. But it is the game is very close, at least in score. We should take a quick look. Yeah, let's talk about the knowledge income, shall we? Because that's pretty important. So for Dave, we've got 95. For the Colossus Egyptian player, we've got 95. Red Chinese player, we've got 70. For the British player, we've got 101. For the orange Chinese player, we've got 85. For the Inca player, we've got 85. For the Hanging Gardens player, we've got 125. And for the Nubians player, we've got 80. So it looks like EL slightly in the lead, definitely Immortal, that Hanging Gardens, definitely paying off. Really good of him to be able to grab that early. And in fact, he's actually going to go for Commerce 2 before aging. I think he wants the cheap age over anything else.
Yeah, that sounds right.
They're going to start sieging at the city of Chester.
What time are you at?
I'm at 15:32, 15:33 now. Yeah, I mean, this is a little scary for iRush. I mean, obviously he has a tower and he has some light horses, but he actually has like no archers, which is the best defensive unit. And Steez doesn't have any units either.
He's dropping out of the barracks real quick. I think maybe he was trying to get page 3.
Yeah.
He's not core.
Pretty scary. In the back here, nice little raid on Bison. Gonna be able to pick off all these merchants. Those light cavalry from Flowerpunk never really got picked off.
I guess running works. But you still should have manned up, Momo.
Yeah, raid in the back here from the Mongols player. Not sure where the other units went. Maybe they got picked off, but he's gonna raid.
There's a couple of... Yeah, they're all over Boo right now.
He's gonna raid. He's gonna raid Boo pretty easily here. There is an archer in the city, so it's gonna be able to be defended pretty easily.
Ooh, he's gonna lose that nomad for free. Ooh, that was just
pretty rough. On this side, it looks like iRush with Dutch is taking advantage of the fact that Wu-Tang is out of position, gonna try and fight a 1v1 when he can. And the Inca player has a bunch of knights, but the knights, they're good, but no, actually, no, just kidding. iRush lost all his light cavalry.
He has so many resources. He needs a second stable. He's only got one.
He needs a second stable. Oh, here, a lovely army raid on Relics. This is really brutal. I mean, the Relics is insanely good on a booming map like this. Steez already says sorry, and, I think it's pretty rough for them. And again, that Gems is really, Meowz is really putting her on this side with that power of Gems, trying to put up a very forward tower, but it's actually going to get picked off. And Steez has enough army now to drive away Wu-Tang.
Take a look at Dave up top. He pulled all of his militia to go in on Harar.
Yeah, I think
look at that.
Yeah, they try to pull the militia, but they have attrition. What are they doing? I think they just boom. Like, they don't need to force this here.
Yeah. That was an interesting decision on Steez.
Yeah, definitely. It does look like Meowz have the slight advantage here, especially considering all the merchant losses that EL have suffered. But they do have Colossus. They do have a Colossus Egyptian player who's gone pretty much untouched. Metal income's definitely hurting a little bit. In fact, actually, his whole eco is not super great. Dave, however, is doing very well for himself. I think he's sending his villagers back now, so he'll have a higher income.
I think what happened is Dave, to defend Dave real quick, I think Flowerpunk aged at a very inconvenient time for Dave, and he was trying to take that city.
Oh, gotcha.
Unlucky. Yeah, you hate when that happens.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Boo's going to throw away some units because that's what you want to do when you're an Inca player, unfortunately.
He's got so much. Does he have a fort? Build a fort, dude. Oh my God, Melly. He's got look.
Oh my God, he's got so many resources. It's making me salivate.
Jeez, Derek, keep it in your pants, man.
I know. He doesn't have a third university yet, which is a little unfortunate, but he's gonna have a very nice army very soon. Let's take a look here. Knights. Yeah. I think Steez is a knowledge income. I mean, he's the one that's hurt by this the most. I mean, I think he's falling behind in knowledge. He's at 70. He's going to go back up to 90 here very soon. But the city of Chester is very vulnerable, and iRush is still a little far away from aging. He can defend for a bit, but I mean, all of these Incan Knights are going to be a big problem for him very soon.
Yeah, I mean, he should be pumping out of both stables right now, Melly, but he's not. I don't know why, but whatever.
Yeah, I think actually this side is incredibly easy for Meliodas to win if he just spams cavalry, but instead, he's going to give them a fighting chance, which does make for more interesting content. Hold on, my Discord is like spamming. What is happening here? Oh, okay.
Now you're getting spam.
Yeah, it's just like a group chat really quick. Okay, I'm at 1904. iRush is losing his towers rapidly, and that means he's going to get crushed in a rush in an army dash very soon. Does look like Meowz have taken control of this game momentarily. iRush is aging now. Momo has an ambush, or not Momo. Steve has an ambush, but he has less units than the crossbow-wielding Wu-Tang. Nice size army from Dave. He's got a bunch of crossbows. He's got Null 3. Does he have armor? He does not have armor. Does he have a castle? He does not have a castle.
Yeah, he can't afford one yet. The only one who can afford one is Melly, who's got the bling bling over there, you know?
Yeah, it looks like Meliodas is going on Chester. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to take it, especially if he gets these knights to the back line. I wish he would force march, but he's going to... Oh, he is going to force march. He's going to walk in. This is going to be a really tough fight for iRush to hold. He's pulled militia to try and hold this.
iRush is aging.
iRush is aging. He's going to be able to... I think he's going to be able to hold it momentarily, at least.
Oh, he aged.
And he does age. Very fortunate age time for him. That the border push is really nice. and pretty unfortunate for Meliodas. And in fact, I think they would have taken the city if Wu-Tang had been in position, but he was out of position. So overall, iRush loses a bunch of archers and militia, but they keep the city, which is one of the most important things.
Yep. No, Bob's trolling. Should have been in position. God dang it, Bob.
Maybe.
And I sung your praises game 1 too. So let's see here. What else we got going on? Well, I think
Top side.
Meowz is just gonna win this game unless EL does something. I don't know what they can do here.
Yeah, it's like pretty tough. I mean, I think if Dave can crack Flowerpunk, but Flowerpunk has a lookout, 3 towers, and a fort. I think it's pretty tough.
Good position.
And Boo has like no units. I think he's choosing. He went Science 3 over Commerce 2, so it looks like he's choosing to go for the Gunpowder game, which is definitely an interesting choice considering they're definitely losing the bottom side here. Steez and iRush.
You have to, right? Because what Meowz has done that's really good is if you look like there's no way to get to anything vulnerable in the back on the left side, right? Like Flowerpunk has dug himself in like a tick over here. Immortal is capital is all the way across the map. There's just no way for them to sneak around and get like a quick cap sack. And then you have forts and towers, so you have to get your cannons and H4 to really siege that down. So
yeah,
I mean,
looks like
who doesn't have a choice but to play for H4 right now?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for another rush on the city of Chester. All the towers are taken down except for this one on the left here, and it looks like iRush is going to lose the city. All of these, I mean, the Chinese army here, the Orange Chinese army, is just gone completely uncontested. Like a couple knights would be really good on this left side, but unfortunately, they're going to get sandwiched, and iRush is going to lose his entire army plus a zillion citizens, and that might be good enough for game. I think it's really tough to.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that, like. Now Steez's caravan route is very vulnerable. His eco is not doing super great. I mean, I think obviously they're trying their best to defend, but it's really tough here. iRush, these archers are definitely putting in their work. I think the British pick is really helping him here, but it's definitely close. On this top side, looks like they're trying for an ill-advised attack on the city of Harar. It's just really not working.
Yeah. This is like the same as last game. Actually, it's interesting. EL have had the same partners or duos all through the game.
Yeah.
But Boo and Dave were like going after a city that just isn't going to go down last game too. Or it was the other way around. They were getting attacked, but like forcing that is just not a good idea. I mean, you can see the fort behind it. I guess they got to play. I don't know.
We do see some spies from Steez trying to turn around the fight here on this bottom side. And there is no detection. There's now a single scout, but not even an explorer for Wu-Tang. But it's really, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much longer they can hold this. I think Meowz have got this city.
I think this is a rotation game. I think someone on the left's got to rotate over to the right here. I know it's a far rotation, but I mean, you have pressure right now. If Boo ages, which he's not that close to aging, but if he does in the near future, maybe Boo should rotate. I don't know.
It's like the Mongols player is actually pretty close to aging at the same time as the Colossus player, so it's like kind of rough.
Yeah, at this point, the Hanging Gardens is going to come into effect.
I mean, if you look, Immortal has 205, Boo is 192 knowledge, and Boo is 200 knowledge behind, like in the bank. So
yeah,
it's pretty rough. I mean, I think they have to try and either kill this side or rotate, and I think it's going to be up to Boo to do that. He needs to salvage this side for EL.
Ooh, we can kill now if you want. Wow, Wu-Jin, you're being really cocky over there, buddy. I'm
at 23-23, by the way.
Oh, yep, nope. He'll just talk to smack in a couple seconds. Give him time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just looking like, I don't know.
Looks like EL's just behind on all fronts here. Like they can't crack this left side, and
they're okay on the left side, but yeah.
Dave is actually pretty close to aging. Actually, he's gonna have. I think Immortal spent all his food on something, but he has no longer enough food. So Dave might be the first one to age, especially with relics and Greeks. It's gonna be a very fast age time. Maybe he can get something done on this left side. On the right side, though, it's looking pretty yikes. The Inca player has finally decided to spend his resources, and now has a very large army. Chinese player, also Orange Chinese player, has been bleeding a lot of units, but I mean, so have Steez and iRush. iRush and Steez just don't have many units between them. iRush desperately trying to catch up, but he's very behind here.
Yeah, Meowz is just running right into iRush's, like, the middle of his base.
Yeah, just giving him no respect, because he sees, like, well, there's no production, there's no units.
Yeah, you can just walk right in there and raid, and he's stopping that fort too, that was an interesting fort position. He was
yeah, no attrition from iRush either.
Yep. So let's see here.
Left side, they're going to start sieging at the city of Sakara. Wise choice from Meowz. Just keep making sure that both the armies from EL are still here. Some raids going on from Dave. He's going to raid relics in the middle of the map. That's really nice for him. Really, really important raid from him. But it might be too little too late. I think iRush is getting run over here. He has half the score of Meliodas right now. He has 0 metal income, only 42 food. He's really struggling for income at all levels. He's going to pull all the militia, try and fight this. Steez is desperately trying to hold off against the Chinese player with a better eco and a better army.
Come in.
See, Bob's rotating down right now. Because Steez is coming in.
Yeah, Steez is coming in.
Yeah, Bob's rotating in behind. Kind of a stretch, but it could work. Doesn't have that many units, to be honest.
They might be able to pick apart Meliodas' army, but then Bob is going to be able to clean up the rest.
Yeah, Bob's doing some micro stuff right now.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think he's trying to snipe that side of there.
Yeah, all these knights from Meliodas are really hurting iRush here. Left side, it's a stalemate here. They really can't get anything done. Dave is close to aging, as is Boo, and the Mongols player is actually aging. Immortal's actually the first one to age. But they're getting absolutely run over here on this right side. I think somebody needs to rotate over, and unfortunately, Boo just doesn't have many units. For whatever reason, he has 105 population, but he needs way more units.
Yeah, he has a lot to build a lot of knights. Actually, look at his income. Look at his wealth income. It's like,
yeah,
I think
236, 215.
It is almost as good as Inca's. It is literally 1300 Inca. Like, you got it. Like, sling your teammates some wealth. I don't know, because
this has been such a brawl on this right side.
They're just throwing.
They're just like everybody throwing units at each other. It's like chaos happening. It looks like Meowz are getting the slightly better trade, but for EL, they're staying alive. Although iRush is literally dead. He has 20 population. He has a bunch of knowledge, but he's,
Oh, Meowz is moving in right now. I'm at 2645.
Yeah, they're going to run in here. They're going to try to use their technological advantage with the upgraded gunpowder army.
Yep. Technology. Let's take a look at the micro.
It's going to be very close.
Yep.
I would love to see Dave move his knights over to the side like Flowerpunk is. Flowerpunk's about to flank Dave.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, some of Dave's pikes are just getting... there you go. He's rotating them back over.
Yeah, he's rotating them over to the left. This is a really nice flank from Flowerpunk, but I think they're going to be able to defend this because of the Senator helping out the defense.
They got some spies, too, in the back, and they don't have any...
and Flowerpunk's just kind of throwing away units, and now it's going to be Boo who's charging in, and... Yeah, that's going to be a big victory for EL here. Big victory, big hold.
EL's definitely got some of the best micro in the game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Very strong on that.
iRush has some army, and he's going to actually finish up this castle from earlier. Steez is also going to work on his castle from earlier. He's going to throw down a castle. So
yeah, but Melly's aging, and Bob can age too, so that's going to be it for the right side of the age.
I mean, Bombards, I just completely clean them up. Also, their economies, if you could just compare them, they're at 150 for each, whereas everybody else, like for Steez and iRush, they're struggling to reach 150. So
yeah, iRush isn't collecting any metal right now. Metal's overrated, by the way. You don't even need any. So
yeah,
12 metal.
Turns out food is most important when you're really struggling like this. I think what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to just sack iRush and keep Steez alive, I think.
Yeah.
And then obviously they're supposed to, for EL, they're supposed to win this side. If you look now, Boo has a pretty good economy, or a pretty good army. He's gone Monarchy. Dave is also going Monarchy. Mongols player is clicked up on Monarchy right now. And the Nubians player is still very far from aging. Still needs... Or not very far, but still needs another minute or two, which is going to be a little too late, I think. 2 Bombards from Dave. Could use a third. He is queuing it up now. On the right side, Inca player is again running over the British player. iRush is trying his best to defend and gradually take out their opponents, but he's going to lose the city of Canterbury here. not much he can do about it. Irish has raised his capital, so that's good for him.
Yep. Meowz is going in here right now.
On the right side, you mean?
Oh, sorry. EL is going
EL's
in right
going
now.
in on the left side. They're going to take the city of Harar. And even though... so now they're actually going to be able to double Immortal here, who's very out of position. His knights are... His whole army is just way out of position. He needs to be back over here. But now EL, maybe they have a chance to take this game. 3 sieges from Dave. Very large, pretty large Colossus army for Boo. He just needs to not throw it away against a double from Flowerpunk and Immortal here.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for EL. I'm really worried about this right side right now.
Yeah.
Bob's taking Luta, so that's just a rip. That's gone.
5 sieges from Meliodas. 5 sieges.
Yeah, he really wants to. He really wants to hammer it home here and just get rid of Dutch. Who
Orange Chinese player has aged. And Dave's actually going to go back for Porcelain Tower.
Oh, Steez is asking for reinforcements right now. Oh, take a look. I'm at 2948. Where you at?
Yeah, I'm at 2940. I just reached it. Wu-Tang's going to take the city of Luta. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Keep an eye on that army. It's rotating over to Boo.
Oh dear, that's very scary. And I think Boo just threw away a lot of army. His population's gone down. Unfortunately for him, Dave was just not in position to help him out, and he took a bad trade there.
Yep.
And
Bob's got 4 sieges too. I mean, he's going straight for Boo's jugular right now.
Yeah, he's going to get Monarchy very soon. It looks like he has the resources too. Maybe. No, he actually doesn't have a supply wagon. He's going to go for Monarchy now. Boo sees it with the
camel.
This camel here.
That is a badass camel.
Oh, that camel might have saved them the game there, actually. I think.
Look at that camel. That camel's got balls.
Bob is going to back off. On this side here, they're still struggling to hold against the age up Inca player, against the British player. Steez maybe can take a good fight here because Bob's out of position, but.
Fatapi just roasted the crap out of me in the chat, by the way. Nice one, Fatapi. Good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what metal is, dude. I just die so quick, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I go for age 1 Noob Rush.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. So Bob's going back in, man.
Yeah, he's going back in. He's gonna have Monarchy now, which is a big buff for him.
Yeah, that's huge.
And Boo has saw the army before, and so he's gonna back off. He's still very far out of position, though. I think he's gonna lose the city and a bunch of citizens at least.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's not moving his army. Irish is going to move his capital, and it looks like they were able to take a functional trade against the Inca player, although it's still the Inca player is just pumping out units, and Irish is literally dead.
Yep. All right, let's see. Meowz is going to push back now that Dave's alone.
Yeah, they're going to walk in. I think they... I mean, obviously the Nubians player doesn't have a ton of units, but Dave... I don't think Dave can defend by himself. He doesn't have enough pikes.
I think he can. Look at those mountains. That is
it's a lovely choke point, but all his horses are kind of clamped up. Like he does have the bombards, which is helping him. He's got 2 bombards, and that.
There's no reason holding that city anyway. So that's a good move by Dave. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna back out. Recognizing that he just doesn't really need to take this bad trade if he doesn't need to.
Yeah.
On the bottom side, looks like the Bob was able to take the city, but his army is kind of trapped. I don't know actually who wins this fight between Bob and Boo. I think Bob might win because he has a lot more heavy knights. Let's see, Boo has a couple heavy infantry. Yeah, I think Boo's gonna lose this fight. Actually, it's kind of close. No, Bob's gonna break. Okay, just kidding.
Bob running like a bitch.
Yeah, I don't know who wins that fight. It's pretty close, I think. They have similar army sizes. Army compositions are a little bit different. Dave's going to finish up his Porcelain Tower. That's going to help his eco a lot. But he's actually getting raided on this side from Immortal. Lovely heavy cavalry raids. Really, really nice.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
And Inca players still running over Irish. Irish is definitely really struggling. And just compare the Inca player to Irish, the tier 2 players.
Oof, yeah, they hate to see that. Well, again, this came back to it. I mean, Meowz held on to their Inca pick longer, and it's
definitely really paying off. I mean, their Inca pick has been really good this game.
Oh, it's just kind of, you secure the late game, just don't die early, and then you're going to win the game at some point. Yeah.
Let's take a look at Boo's library. He's got Mill 4, Science 3. But Immortal also has similar library. He's going for Science 4 now. Dave is, let's see. Dave has got, same as Boo, he's got Mil 4, but no Science 4.
Yep. Yeah, this is looking pretty GG. I mean, Bob's just gonna come back down, and then Steez is just gonna die. I mean, like, Dutch is obviously dead.
Dutch is dead. Yeah, Steez is super dead here.
They lost their edge. Boo's rotating down now. I'm at 33.30, but
yeah, I'm at 33.20. You're just a little ahead of me, but he is rotating down. You're right. He has a very large army, but he just can't really do anything with it because if he leaves this left side, Dave's going to be left alone, which is really rough, and that gives the Nubian player time to recover. But if he doesn't go down to the right side, they're both dead here, and then they have to deal with 4 versus 2.
Yeah, this is looking GG. I mean, once one of your players, we saw this last game, like Melly was dead, and then it was just 3v4, and you can't win that, and it's 3v4 right now. I'd argue 3 versus 2.5. Steez is also in the shitter at the moment.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch of, he's got like what, 6 units, 2 spies.
Yeah, I mean this is a lovely army from Dave, but I think he just can't fight against 2 players from Flowerpunk and Immortal here.
Yeah. And
even still, I'm not convinced that Boo wins a fight against the combined forces of Wu-Tang and Meliodas here.
He's got 132, 102. Bob's a noob with 104.
Steez is gonna lose his capital because he didn't delete it.
Yeah, EL, I think they're about to lose, man.
I think they're about to lose this, yeah.
Upset alert. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, maybe it's possible that Boo can change this around, but I think it's very unlikely.
I think this is GG. Yeah, I mean, even if he somehow miraculously, Bob just puts his entire army on hold still, loses it, right, and has to rebuild it. I mean, yeah, Dutch is dead. He's building universities. Granary's trying to get back in the game. Steez is also dead. I mean, that's 2 people down. It's just over.
Yeah, I think he's super dead.
Dave is fighting up top.
Boo's going to take a really scuffed engagement. Dave's going to try and hold, but he just does not have the numbers to sustain against this massive combined army. He does have a lot of cavalry, which is good. Let's see here. But they have a lot of pikes combined, so...
Yeah. I mean, I think Boo might win this fight. I don't think Boo's going to win this fight. I think it's GG.
Yeah, it's pretty yikes. He has a much larger army than either of the players, but them combined, again, it's basically a 2v4 here. Steez has a couple units to help out, and he has spies as well, but he's dead.
Oh, the humanity!
Yeah, I think they lost this one.
Yep, that's GG.
That's gonna be GG. Wow, what an upset. And Dave calls it GG. That's it. That's gonna be the game. Wow. Very impressive showing from Meowz here.
Goddamn. Yeah, I mean, going back to that best of 3 thing, Meowz, they did the right thing. They picked him because they know that, I don't know why EL went ahead and went Inca on Old World. I mean, I get that it's a wealth-starved map, right? But, like, you expose yourself to Meowz just going ahead and doing the obvious thing of using Inca on Game 3, so...
Yeah.
I'm going to ignore the fact that Steez kind of trolled with the Hanging Garden.
Yeah, that might have been game losing.
I liked it, though. I liked the
aggression. For the content, it was good.
For the quality content. You know,
quality content.
Can we get EL with a style point there, like a plus, like a 0.5? Like 2 to 1.5, you know? Yeah, EL's get the style point. Give you that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, what an upset, man. Meowz is looking pretty strong.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm trying to like rank teams and like see how strong they are playing together. So we'll see. But yeah, EL's got to beat the winner of SFT and AL now, right?
I think it's AZ and AL.
Oh, AZ and AL, yeah, sorry.
But yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, I'm glad the series was very exciting, and what an end to the series! An incredible game number 3. I think Meowz just had. It seems like they had a bit of a tighter game plan. They executed a little bit better than their opponents did, so they were able to take home that victory. Really well played by both teams. I think definitely we saw some really excellent plays from from basically everybody at some point or another in this match. But it is going to be Meowz at the end of the day taking the win, and that's a huge upset, right? EL is commonly referred to as one of the top 4 teams, and losing to one of the teams that's rated lower than them, that's going to sting for the morale at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone kind of knew though. You have your top 4 teams this year, right? But versus Nomadium 2, the skill gap has definitely decreased between the top 4 and the top 8, I would say. So you got teams like Meowz with pro players on it, like Woojin's on this team, Bob's on this team, Momo's pro. They're all like pro players. It's just the gap's not as big as it used to be, so it doesn't surprise me at all to see this, and I expect to continue to see this. So great games though, all around. Definitely fun to watch some good play for sure.
Yeah, definitely. We hope you enjoyed today's cast. It was a lot of fun to cast, and that is going to be it from us. I'm going to update the score really quickly in case any of you it's not immediately clear. But yeah, that is going to be the match going to. Oh dear. It's going to be the match going to Meowz there over EL. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed. And we'll be back with more casts. I think Jatin is casting a bunch tomorrow, and I might hop in if I have time. Because I think a lot of best of 3s are finishing tomorrow, so that should be exciting. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening or day or whatever time it is in your time zone. See you all around. This is AS Eat the Pair signing off. Do you want to say bye, Raiden?
Raiden sign off. Yeah, bye. No, I don't want to say bye to any of you people. You're all the worst. You're a bunch of degenerates. And I'm just kidding. I love you all. All right, guys.
Anyways,
see you later.
See you